Hold on. Can you imagine? Peter Obi filed in court against Bola Tinubu victory in the presidential election nomination petition. He said it was linked to Tinubu's 1993 forfeiture of $460,000 to the US government, but some Tinubu supporters say the forfeiture was not evidence of guilt or complicity in any crime. However, lawyer Abdul Mahmood informed the Supreme Court that the question whether confiscation can be considered a fine is for the Supreme Court. According to him, the Supreme Court in its decision stated that forfeiture falls within the full context of the fine. About 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the video shared by Aisha Yusufu on YouTube, Mahmoud wrote, "The first part of Obi's plea is a matter of law, not facts. And Obi's position is based on the entire confiscation case which took place 29 years ago in the United States. Seizure of evidence falls under Article 137 1D. The Constitution doesn't specifically mention forfeiture, it mentions fines. But can a fine mean forfeiture? I have seen a Supreme Court judgment where a Nigerian judge has now read the leading judgment of CGN Ariwola and basically made the forfeiture in the context of the full sentence. If you forget, you will regret it." So that is Obi's argument. Well, all this technicality and not technicality, it is what is killing Nigeria. And like we've always said, the issue of or the case of what is this man's name, Orji Uzor. Not that Orji Uzor did not commit that offense, not that the 6 billion naira, because it was proven that yes, he misappropriated about 7 or 6 billion naira. But of course, he was sent to prison. He started what else started counting, but they went back again to tell us that the man who sat on that case, the man who presided over that case, was not the person who was supposed to be there. Not that he didn't qualify to preside on the case, but because he ought to have been transferred, or he was transferred, or something of that nature. That was the technicality they used in discharging Orji Uzor. The case is still there. Not that I didn't steal the money. You see the rubbish things we are talking about. And I said it. When you don't take care of the little things, these are the things you get at the end of the day. My question is that when they knew all this, all of those things would have been done thoroughly. But because of the way things are being done in this country, it doesn't matter, forget it. Of course, the judge was qualified to be a judge, was qualified to handle the case. But as at that time, he was transferred, or he just came there, or he had been transferred. I think either of those things, that was the reason why they said he was not qualified to handle that case as at that time. And that's what we are getting. But not that he didn't steal the money. And it is the same man that is moving freely on the street. They are the ones that will even be pointing hands to other people that they are thieves. A lot of arguments, a lot of things that these Tinubu supporters have thrown in the wind, which ordinarily you don't even need to be a lawyer to know that no, these things are not true. But because of the lawlessness of this country is something else. I was telling somebody that it just needs somebody who is a president to make this country a better place, because the person will change the mindset. If we have a responsible president, a reasonable one at that has less baggages, because once they have committed all manner of things. The other day, Fashola was telling us that who is a saint? No, it is not all about sainthood. Can you imagine? There are some things that could be tolerated. He says it's not about sainthood, it's about delivery. Like seriously? How? We are done in this country. When you hear such things coming out from such people, all of those allegations levied against Tinubu, not that he didn't do them, but from Fashola's statement means that it does not matter. What is most important is your ability to be able to deliver, to be able to do this. And when I look at the Lagos, that I'm always saying it because it baffles me. They will tell you, is the strategies, is this, is that. Oh, they make how many billions every month when it comes to IGR. All of those money, does it reflect in the lives of the so-called Lagosians? Does it reflect? It does not reflect. So what are we talking about? The money is being collected and is being used to service on the individual pockets. Can you imagine? So they will still come with all these their mago things, and they will tell you that is it. because we don't have system in place. If we have system in place, all this rubbish will not be happening, because you have the hope, like they always say that judiciary is the hope of is the last hope of a common man, but that is not what it is. They cherry pick. Buhari will come out and be telling you that he obeys law, he do this, he does that. At the end of the day, they choose the one they want to obey, and the ones they don't want to obey, they discard it, and they will tell you they have reason for not obeying it. Oh, the position of the law is very clear on this matter. Forfeiture means guilty of the offense that led to the forfeiture. It also confirmed in one hand that yes, Tinubu was into drug. Tinubu was Tinubu was into drug dealing business. In this case, nothing to debate again. The need to pronounce Tinubu guilty. We now look at the certificate forgery, which investigation has revealed that yes, Tinubu didn't attend the school he claimed that he did. That again is confirmed that Tinubu should be pronounced guilty. Then come to the dual citizenship that is overwhelmingly obvious, and the judges need to pronounce him guilty before we now begin to look at the election he rigged. In all this, Tinubu is only qualified to be a landlord in the prison, not to rule Nigeria. If a person like Tinubu is allowed to rule Nigeria, it is a very bad precedent. It is abomination, indirect way of endorsing and legalizing not only impunity but corruption, irregularities, damage to our constitution and our moral ethics. Then what will our future generation learn about the judiciary and our politicians? You said it all. A forfeiture implies that an event or a crime took place. Take, for instance, looters here in Nigeria. Each time they were caught looting, they take them to court, and after their sham judgments, they are sentenced to prison with an option of forfeiture, which they pay and go free. Does that implies that a crime wasn't committed? Does that imply that a crime wasn't committed? But that does not. But that means they are already ex-convicts, but they cannot even contest for anything. They always forfeit those property or whatever. They give them option to forfeit or give them fine. Like this man, the former governor of Edo State, Lucky Benedion. That was what happened. He was accused of misappropriating, or he stole billions of naira. But at the end of the day, it's either you go to jail or you pay 4 point something million or 5 million naira, and people are like seriously. So that billions of naira is gone. So you see that most times he does not even talk again in Nigeria. So they will forfeit all of those things. Or the worst part of it is that they will tell you that a presidential pardon, just like two governors, they call them APC governors, that they just Dariye and one other person like that they released. They say presidential pardon, and that is it. So once they have been pardoned, they can still come out and vie for any position. The country is rotten. If you talk of rotten, and now they have these politicians have they've bred all these small criminals, in the sense that they are supporting them. They say, forget, leave him alone. Leave him alone. You see, the only person is your father money missing. Oh, your father too should go get into drug. All of those manner of, defense from all manner of, from all corners. And you begin to wonder, these ones they say they are the future of tomorrow. These are the same person. You imagine the youth leader, the one that they call Israel. And I saw one of the APC, whether spokesperson, but he has they say he was one of one of the lawyers, with this Tinubu's case in court. Very young man, very young, fine guy. He speaks very well. That he's well read. But see the way he was defending the party, I just shook my head. And this guy is young enough to contest for one political position, but see his mindset already. Even we are talking about that, what of Yaya Bello? See he's become an emperor, because has become a terror in that state called Kogi State. So tell me, what has he done differently? Those are the younger ones. They are building them to take over the atrocities. Now all of them now know how to go about all these things. Now a majority of the people who are going to read law and looking at the loopholes in the law to be able to sue themselves. It's just really ridiculous. Things that are clear, you begin to hear technicality of all sorts. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.